Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's Friday. It's a good day. It's a good day all around. It's amazing how things can turn around in the matter of time. Something good to know. Everybody, welcome to the program. My name is Stuart Davis. I'm a flawed man of God. I am a deacon at a small church just outside of Richmond, Virginia. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a biblical scholar. I haven't been to seminary. I'm not trying to get you to join my church or donate to any special cause. What I'm here to do is talk about Christianity, talk about God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, talk about the things that affect us, give you some perspective and some insight from myself, someone who's been a Christian all of his life, 39 years, non-denominational Protestant. I don't subscribe to any particular denomination or discipline. I'm just in the Word every day, just trying to be better. So, if you're curious about Christianity, if you want to learn more about it, maybe become a Christian, by all means, welcome to this program. Please watch what you can, get out of it what you can, and hopefully this becomes a very amateur primer into Christianity that helps springboard you into a relationship with God. If you are a Christian already and you just enjoy listening to Christian commentary and discussions, by all means, welcome as well. We have lots of fun here. The chat is open. It's very similar to a Sunday school or a Wednesday night small group at this time, and you'll find a very cool community. So either way, whether you're new or existing Christian or just curious, by all means, take it in stride and be part of this group. Let yourself be known if you've got something to say. Otherwise, lurk, listen. I don't care. That's great. I just want you out there getting what you can. If you like what you see on this show, please, by all means, click that like button. Give it a thumbs up. Click the notification bell. Get updates when we are streaming live. And if you check in the descriptions, you'll find my locals page if you want to get better information on what's going on with the show and maybe have some of your own input. It's not here for you to donate, not asking you to become a premium member. So, welcome. Welcome to the show. It's Friday. Yes, we made it. We made it. It's Friday, the end of the week. And you know who else made it? Nick Recada's YouTube channel came back after being deleted. And the smugness is delicious. Good for him. Good for him. And I think we're all happy. And look, what he said about it, using it less, moving more to different platforms like Rumble and Odyssey, and focusing more on them and just using YouTube as much of a tool as possible. It's YouTube's loss. YouTube's loss. I was catching part of his stream today on Rumble, and he was getting close to 20,000 viewers at that time on live. And hey, that's great. Yeah, Nico. I mean, he all said he was coming back. I think it's a little bit of a mix between the two. It's one of the things where, I didn't know whether YouTube would let him back on or not. I knew if they removed the strike, that would probably allow him to stream again. But he popped right back up on my subscribe list, and there you go, there you go. But at the same time, this is what makes it the push, is the fact that he is not excited about continuing to do so, and I think that he wants to divest himself as much as he can, because this is not a cool move. How caving into people who want your channel deleted for no reason other than the fact that you were speaking your mind. If he says something you don't like, you can just not go to that channel, right? You don't have to like what people say all the time. You don't have to like what I say. That doesn't mean come after me. That just means go somewhere else. There's plenty of people spouting whatever nonsense that you can find on the internet, and a lot of it is not healthy for you. But ultimately, that's your decision. So that's the good news today on that, other than the fact that it's Friday. And we've been kind of chilling between me and Eric Rollon streaming last night and a couple of different off topics. The um, move back. Thank you. Thank you. Um, but yeah, so we haven't really been into the word. So Friday night's normally our chill stream, but tonight we're actually going to get into this. So Nico, first in the chat. Welcome, Nico. Neo Rice, glad to have you here. So I'm not the brightest in the world. What is a deacon? What is a deacon? Well, um, there is a biblical answer to that, and then there is a practical application that differs between what denominations you are, what denomination you are. I'm non-denominational, so it's really a mixed bag. But basically, allegedly, we are chosen out of the congregation as men who are able to help facilitate getting things done within the church. Men that are supposed to be. Hold on one second. Thank you. Um, we are supposed to be men who fit within a certain profile. And there are certain expectations that come on us as far as our behavior is concerned. There's a great joke I want to talk maybe one day when it's the next time I have Nick on, we'll talk about it. Because it kind of involves them a little bit regarding how deacons behave. And we're chosen out of the church, and some churches use it to kind of bring along potential elders. Will oftentimes elders in the church will oftentimes be drawn out of that deacon pool. We're somewhat involved in leadership, but not really necessarily in charge of anything. So it's a cool title, and it does, and it's great because it's kind of I don't know, people felt that people in my church felt that it was an honor and to bestow upon me, and one that I take as an honor, and one that I also take seriously. So helping out and doing what is necessary to help the church succeed is my goal in that aspect. So, but I don't speak for my church when I do this. This is why I say I'm a deacon at a small church, not the small church X that I'm actually at. But just to give you kind of my background on things, that's cool. But it's a good question, Neo. It's a good question. So, and a lot of, and many Protestant, not all, and I'll focus more on many low church Protestant, um, like Baptists, non-denominationals, stuff like evangelical, stuff like that. Generally, your church administration is your pastor, your elders, and your deacons. You might have trustees to kind of help with the business side of things, but that's your effective hierarchy there. So, Nernaeth, what is this chronic lateness? 2030, not 2000 hours. Look, let me tell you something, Nernaeth. I warned you yesterday at the end of the show that it was going to be later because we were having family movie night. We watched Hocus Pocus, the original. We have heard there have been reports that Hocus Pocus 2 has got a lot of not great current year propaganda in it, but we watched the original, which is actually a very fun movie. The kids enjoyed it, kids loved it, and that's good. So we'll move on to next week, whatever the next Halloween movie it be. Nico, YouTube let him back, but Nick is probably not coming back. He's going to use it. I think that he'll probably upload clips and maybe do some live streaming, probably to. This is my guess. This is just me and guess without any type of insider knowledge or anything, guys. This is just me, um, just listening and thinking about what it sounds like he's going to do. Is he's going to use it a little bit, but he's going to try to funnel all of his viewers onto Rumble. I think Rumble's where he's going. I'm going to give Rumble another shot. I really need to sit down with Blaine, and go through my channel and really, kind of freshen it up, make it a little bit more presentable. I know that you guys don't care how. I know that you guys don't care, that there's a whole bunch of trimmings and music and other things, but it would be something that I would like to maybe add a little bit of flash to it, and then maybe I feel a little bit more professional. It's whatever. But Blaine's got a good setup, so I might ping off of him. So Neo says he's going to save all the videos he's posted so he has them. He has a lot. Now, StreamYard saves some. Like, I've got a lot of mine saved, but I only have so much storage. So I don't know, and I'm not upgrading to get more storage. I don't need to. If they deleted all of my channel, all of my videos, I just start from scratch and start from the Bible with Genesis. They're not going to stop it. Nerneth said he got a bunch of new people on Rumble due to the kerfluffle. It'll be less heartache to switch now. Blessing in disguise. Look, again, don't let people. He wasn't going to let people shut him up. I think we all knew that. And like I said, I think it appears from just the way he was talking that he knows that that there is a growing contingent of malcontents who want to take him off the internet, just like they take other people off of the internet. It is a shame that people out there like that exist, especially when they represent the group of people that you have to worry about going after kids, and really that makes them the bad guys more than the fact that they're trying to silence somebody. I think that it's that's the most telling thing, because lots of people disagree and lots of people think that things should be silenced. I don't like seeing atheistic nonsense out there, but my perspective is also that Christianity, like all good things, it sells itself, right? Creator, you go out, you can see the work that's been done by God. There is historical evidence for Jesus. We have prophecies talking about him coming before he does, very specific prophecies that he fulfills. We have him doing exactly what he's supposed to do. We have the crucifixion, the sacrifice for our sins, the resurrection. And we have the building of a church that was which was successful against all odds, really. That most people would look at. Everything should have ended with Jesus, right? If it wasn't real. But it spread like a wildfire and changed the premier empire completely, and drove the development of Western civilization and the spread of Christianity across the continent of Europe, Africa, Asia, North America, and South America. And I didn't say Australia, because Australia is fake. So, welcome, Blaine. Glad you're here as well. Nico said, need presentable shirts before presentable stream. I don't know about selling merch, guys. Bring that over here. Don't get on the camera. Bring it over here. My son just drew this, which is a hat that says a flawed man like this, and then sunglasses that say a flawed man. And right there, right when I was talking about no merch. Now, I don't necessarily want to get it like if things like I said, the channel would have to go get pretty crazy before I talk about selling merch or something like that. What? Excuse me? Nico? I like this shirt. I look good in this shirt. It's okay if you are made insecure by how good I look in this shirt because I make everything I wear look good. All right, you need to go sit down or lay down, okay? You know the rules. So you can keep making those Oh, not today. Today is fine. Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about the Hawaiian shirts when I wear the Hawaiian shirts. The Hawaiian shirts are done for the year. You won't see them again until springtime. Probably after Memorial Day. That's what I'll probably run the Hawaiian shirts on the channel from Memorial Day to Labor Day. How about that? Um, you should have all your merch just designed by your kid and call it a full quiver. Blaine, he's giving you he's doing this for you too. He's giving you he's dancing. He's very excited about what you said. Um so yeah, on another note, we did the lady that I mentioned who passed away recently. We went to her funeral today, and one of the things, Nico, speaking of the Hawaiian shirts, one of the things that she had requested because she had battled with different illnesses and has been and yet through all those illnesses that she battled, she was a ray of light. It seemed very very like her that she would request us to wear bright a colors as possible. And so, good friend of mine wore a full suit. He's worn it before. He will wear these suits. Wore a full suit that was like a light, like a seafoam green color with pink flamingos all over it. I mean, and we're talking about a blazer, pants, matching pants, and I think a vest. I think he's got a vest on underneath. But he wore that. Me and some other folks, including our pastor, wore Hawaiian shirts and celebrated her life and her ultimate healing, which was good, which really was a blessing considering her prognosis. It was much better that she went quickly versus a lingering illness, but also seemingly before her time, and we are all of us lessened because there are people out there that you are just calm, genuinely nice, well-meaning people who love God and love the people around them, and that is you meet these people. We've all met people like this, and you're just touched by, like, how is this person this nice, this full of faith, this just like you feel like they're the total package of what you expect in that person, and they're around them, and they make our lives better, and she was one of those people, and I didn't really even know her all that well, but I knew her well enough. I knew her well enough to know that, and I know the impact that she had on her kids. Um, Homeschooler, and I had told her about the Nick Ricado homeschool stream. I don't know if she caught it. Some of the behavior that we exude probably would have been more for her than maybe not to her tastes, but she never said anything about it. So, but always great, always offering some bit of knowledge and insights whenever her Sunday school was conducting class, which I sat in on from time to time. So, um, thoughts and prayers um, out to uh, her family, and she's happy. She's where she's always wanted to be. Welcome, Fig. Glad to have you here. Um, and Nico saying that's really wholesome. Nernath Zoot Suits. Yep. Yeah, he's got quite a collection. Man, the man is comfortable in his own skin and has every right to be. And it's great seeing that kind of friendly attitude. He's a good friend of mine. Neo says everyone I meet like that dies. Well, I mean, Neo, we all die. We all die eventually. So um, make the most of it and appreciate what you got with the people who are around you. Okay. The people that impact you that way, appreciate it. So, all right, guys. I said this was going to be a short stream. I've already blown through 20 minutes. There we go. So let's get into it. We're not going to do but one chapter tonight, and then I'm going to end the stream and put us all on a path to the weekend, except for Blaine, who will be getting on his stream um, at 9:30, whatever time they do it on the left coast. But hey, Blaine, I don't know if you were a baseball fan. I can't remember if we've talked about that. I know you're out there in the Pacific Northwest. I am rooting for the Seattle Mariners. I hate the city of Seattle, but I'm rooting for the Mariners um, because there are so many Cincinnati Reds on that team. We traded Eugenio Suarez, who's awesome, just an awesome guy to root for. Jesse Winker, real you know, the kid's from Buffalo, and he acts like the kid from Buffalo. He acts like small town guy. Um, the Luis Castillo, who just pitched 7 1/3 innings of shutout baseball against the Toronto Blue Jays, a team stacked with talent. Gonna miss him, La Piedra, and Kirk Casale, who was a backup catcher for us, very likable and stuck around with us for a few years, and a guy who came up through our farm team, Taylor Trammell. So I guess I'm rooting for the Mariners, even though I hate the city of Seattle. So anyway, with that said, let's get into. Blaine said 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, pathetic Standard Time. We're talking about the state of YouTube escapism, and I'm building. It's a Gundam. You're building a Gundam. Look, all right. So my son has seen and I've got like some of the original Gundam model kits, some of the original Gundam model kits from the Gundam Wings, and he has seen them and he wants to put them together. I told him you have to watch Gundam Wing before you can mess with the models. And I think he's forgotten about that because he hasn't tried to watch them. Very cool. Very cool. All right, you need to settle because I'm getting ready to focus on this. You understand? Okay, thank you. Blaine said, when I go to baseball, I'm invited and spend a lot of time at the Garlic Fries and Beer Garden. Garlic fries are good. Seattle's pretty cool. Best salmon in America. I guess if salmon is worth it, it's not. All right, let's hit it. Let's hit it. All right, so when we last left off, Saul had just been named the first king of Israel, and this came with a heavy warning from God, telling them, "You're not going to like this. All right, I was your king. I am your king, and you need to worship me. But now you've selected a man to be your king. So I will give you a king, and we will see how this goes." And that decision by the Israelites, I feel like, has haunted us culturally ever since. So Blaine said, "Nice. My first kits were the 1/100th Death Sai and the 1/444 Wing and Shenlong. Heavy arms with my boy. Just loved, especially the Wing heavy arms. Man, that Gundam looked like pure death. Death Sigh's great too. I love Death Sigh. Linnea said, after he hid in the stuff. Yeah, after he hid in the supply closet, right? Hold on a second. So after he was hiding in the supply closet, they anointed him. And so we'll pick up just right here at the we'll pick up right at here. Saul also went to his home in Gibeah, accompanied by valiant men whose hearts God had touched. But some scoundrels said, how can this fellow save us? They despised him and brought him no gifts, but Saul kept silent. Man already showing some weakness, probably, by not exerting his rule. All right. Chapter 11. Saul rescues the city of Jabesh. Nahash, the Ammonite, went up and besieged Jabesh Gilead. And all the men of Jabesh said to him, make a treaty with us, and we will be subject to you. But Nahash the Ammonite replied, I will make a treaty with you, only on the condition that I gouge out the right eye of every one of you, and so bring disgrace on all Israel. The elders of Jabesh said to him, give us 7 days so we can send messengers throughout Israel. If no one comes to rescue us, we will surrender to you. When the messengers came to Gibeah of Saul and reported these terms to the people, they all wept aloud. Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Dude, don't cry because somebody's under attack. You got to be men of action. You got to take action. Welcome to the chat, Justin. Happy Friday. So everybody's crying. Just then, Saul was returning from the fields behind his oxen. Hey, look, man's king, and he's still doing work out in the fields. That's pretty respectable. He came back from the fields behind his oxen, and he asked, what is wrong with everyone? Why are they weeping? And then they repeated to him what the men of Jabesh had said. When Saul heard their words, the Spirit of God came powerfully upon him, and he burned with anger. He took a pair of oxen, cut them into pieces, and sent the pieces by messengers throughout Israel, proclaiming, this is what will be done to the oxen of anyone who does not follow Saul and Samuel. Then the terror of the Lord fell on the people, and they came out together as one. When Saul mustered them at Bezek, the men of Israel numbered 300,000, and those of Judah 30,000. So we're already seeing a break between Israel and Judah. They really haven't defined it yet, but here it is right there. 300,000 Israelites and 30,000 Judeans. They told the messengers who could come, say to the men of Jabesh Gilead, by the time the sun is hot tomorrow, you will be rescued. When the messengers went and reported this to the men of Jabesh, they were elated. They said to the Ammonites, tomorrow we will surrender to you, and you can do to us whatever you like. Kind of setting them up for failure. Good move by the Israelites. Look, don't ever give your enemy an edge. Take whatever advantage you can. And by all means, if you are a leader and you see your people crying over something like this, you got to get them into action. You got to get them. You got to muster them. And that's what Saul did. Hey, the man is popular, right? So they sent messengers back to Jabesh, and they were like, yeah, we'll surrender to you tomorrow. The next day, Saul separated his men into 3 divisions. During the last watch of the night, they broke into the camp of the Ammonites and slaughtered them until the heat of the day. Those who survived were scattered, so that no 2 of them were left together. Boom. Saul confirmed as king. The people then said to Samuel, who was it that asked, shall Saul reign over us? Turn these men over to us, so that we may put them to death. Woo, the scoundrels. But Saul said, "No one will be put to death today, for this day the Lord has rescued Israel." Then Samuel said to the people, "Come, let us go to Gilgal and there renew the kingship." So all the people went to Gilgal and made Saul king in their presence of the Lord. There they sacrificed fellowship offerings before the Lord, and Saul and all the Israelites held a great celebration. So my mistake here, I thought last week, the last episode we covered this, the previous chapter, Saul was made king. He had been proclaimed as king and he had been anointed to be king, but he hadn't been confirmed. I guess there's a whole process to that or whatever. Whatever. It's whatever. But there we go. That's how that one goes. So immediately upon hearing word he's going to be in charge and running all of Israel and Judah, we have our first crisis. The first test of him as a leader, a military leader, and that is somebody was pushing around one of his territories and swiftly and decisively beat the snot out of them, which is good. Look, walk softly, carry a big stick. That's not biblical. That's from President Roosevelt. But that's what you do, right? If you're big and bad, people know you're big and bad. But that doesn't mean that they won't test you to see what you're made of, right? And so that's when you need to know, a wise person will know when to exercise that violence and when to hold it back. Blaine said it had to go through the Kabbalah before he can officially take the crown. Whatever. I mean, I still think it was impressive. He was told, even if he hadn't become king yet, told he was going to be king. He's out there in the fields, sowing seeds or shepherding flocks or counting oxen. Then comes in and be like, "What's all this crying? What's all this fuss? What's going on here? Stop it. Stop it, y'all. Are you not men? Let's get out there and whoop some Canaanite tail." And then they did so. Euphemism? I don't know. I don't know. And then he had impressed the people enough that they gathered up the dissenters, those scoundrel dissenters, and were getting ready to put him to death. But Saul says, "Nope, let's not do that. God saved all of us today, and so there will not be anybody punished for it." So there we go. A little footnote here: Masoretic text, Dead Sea Scrolls, gifts. Now Nahash, king of the Ammonites, oppressed the Gadites and the Reubenites severely. He gouged out all their right eyes and struck terror and dread in Israel. Not a man remained among the Israelites beyond the Jordan whose right eye was not gouged out by Nahash, king of the Ammonites, except 7,000 men fled from the Ammonites and entered Jabesh Gilead. About a month later, Nahash. What? That? Why is that cut off? Daggone it. Anyway. I wonder if that. Nope. Or about a month later, Nahash entered Jabesh Gilead. That must be what that is. Okay. Oh, you said he was sowing seed and herding cattle? Maybe. Stop it, Blaine. We're not in. Look, we're not talking about Solomon yet. All right. All right. Well, guys, like I said, I wanted to keep it kind of short and sweet. Half hour's pretty good. It's been good. It's been a weekend of ups and downs. Hopefully, next week will be hopefully next week will be a little bit quieter, a little bit more easygoing, and we can make some stuff happen. Maybe I'll be able to get the other Paul on to talk about Reformed theology. And well, we really not get him to come up and talk about Reformed theology, but more like his story and his testimony. Look at the bookend of the men of Jabesh here in Saul's first battle and his last. Remind me of that when we get to that partner, Nath. That's a good idea. It's a good idea for us to go back. He was remembered for it even when he turned from God. He was not all bad. So spoiler alert, and we'll just talk about it now. I think that what you see from Wild Weeb, you get in that Discord right now. One, stop, Wild Weeb. You get in my locals page. Go to my locals page. Get the Discord link, which I need to change actually. Nico. He's offline. Weeb, I'm doing all right. We've been worried about you. We've been worried about you. You've been gone for a while. Hang on. Let me get the Discord link for him. You've got to continue to check in, man. You can't just disappear on us like that. Oh, you were in the hospital? Oh, daggone. I hope you're okay. I don't have the link because I'm a boomer, Nico. Can you send it to me in the wait, hold on. Hold on, let me see if I can find it first. Nico said, hold on, I'm not going to look at that yet. There it is. I found it. Crap. That didn't work. Hold on a second. Sorry for the dead air, everybody. All right. All right. There we go. All right. Now you have the Discord link and you know how to get to my locals. So there we go. Glad to have you here, Weeb. So yeah, was in the hospital for a while. I'm okay now. Got a new job lined up. Things seem to be going well for the first time in a long time. Well, Weeb, dude, get back in that chat, man. Love to see you back in there. We've grown just a wee bit, not a whole lot, just a wee bit. So there's some new faces in here that may have lurked for a while, and Neo and don't know how much Blaine was chatting, but some of the other folks we've had since you've been more scarce. But glad to see your health is doing better. Glad to see an up and back there. Um, that's good. It's good news. Look, Alias. Alias is another. Yeah, Alias is another person who's been in here. Um, you don't fit. Look, if you don't recognize Fig, man, I don't know what's to do. Fig is the original viewer. Came over when I first started bringing Eric Rollon on. Everybody else came over from Nick. It seems anyway. So speaking of which, Fig said NHL League win. I'm going to be doing the draft on Sunday night at 7:30. If I have a friend over and we're drafting together, this is a dynasty league. So, and this is our first draft of the dynasty league. Hang on. First draft of the dynasty league. Um, if I don't have him over, I'm going to live stream it. If I do have him over, I probably will not. But our draft is on Sunday at 7:30 Eastern. I just hit the invite button on Discord. Well, I plain. I'm an old man. Blaine said, "Can't have you isekai just yet." And now I know from when I was on your show, Blaine, what that means. Kind of. So it's great. No, it's okay, Weeb. I was actually just getting ready to close things out for the night. So I'm glad you got on here, and glad you got on here. Yeah, Fig Newton is the OG on the show. So, do you want me to show them? Bring them here. Oh, cool. Heather said, "I'm Neo's wife. I'm Neo's wife, and I listen every night too now." Oh, that's good. Look, hey, look, got some feminine viewership. That's great. We don't know often how many people are listening in. I know I have a friend who she's sometimes listen in. If who had a Mick? What? Oh, you need to work on your G's, little man. Yeah, it's not by choice. Look, if you get out something out of it, that's great. If not, there's other things out there. There's better broadcasters out there. My son just drew this. It said if God had a mech, I will introduce him to BattleTech and I will show him the Atlas, and then he will know where he need to go. He drew this, which is a soccer ball. Soccer ball says a flawed man of God. Said God is good, which he is. Amen. Same thing here. We got a football and a baseball. Maybe I'll call it a softball because I play softball for the church. So there you go. He is so excited. I tell him I don't want my kids on the internet. I don't want my kids' images on there. So maybe when they get old enough, but at their current ages, absolutely not. I don't want them on there. So it's a sad state of reality. It's sometimes you wish you could let them have fun in that respect, but too many, as we know with with the whole thing that happened with Nick Stream, there's a lot of weirdos out there, and a lot of those weirdos do not have good intentions for children. So, but welcome, Heather. Glad you're tuning in. Glad you're finding something about it, and if you ever want to be part of the chat, open invitation to everybody. So, but yeah, so closing down the stream now, guys. So we'll start up hopefully Monday and get everything going. But yeah, some good things, even better things coming. We've got Heather in the chat and the return of Wild Weeb with good news. So the Friday just keeps on getting better and better. All right, guys. So all of y'all be safe. Have a nice, safe weekend. If you have the opportunity, if you're not already going to church, go look for one. See what you like. Go there, and but be good and be safe. And I'll see you guys Monday. In the meantime, have a very good night and God bless.